All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Now, it's your brother Hawaii with,
Shalia.
and pretty much we going into how, we going to have to enter this straight gate just so we can enter to the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Because how does anybody become legendary? They go through a trial of different hardships and stuff that work themselves up to the level that they really want to be, and that's how it is. We want the kingdom. We want to receive salvation. But there's going to be numerous of things that we're going to have to go through, different obstacles and stuff, just so we can receive the kingdom on the first go round, anyways. If we be part of that 144,000 or the 1/3, which are the elect. Now, this is Second Esdras in Apocrypha chapter 7, starting at verse 6. It says, "There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things." Now, this city is going to have all the things of your desire. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have the water, the food. You know what I'm saying? The greenery is gonna be amazing. You know what I'm saying? The streets and everything is gonna be hooked up. Nothing wrong with it, right? Verse 7, it says, "The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall." A dangerous place to fall. So you go on this one path and stuff, and it's very narrow and stuff, but it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Parts of it can be a little slippery. You know what I'm saying? It might be a hole here, a hole there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to jump over different obstacles and maneuver your way around. You know, it says like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. You know what I'm saying? Like a tightrope when they come down to the circus. If they fall on any other side and stuff without a net at the bottom, they fall into their death. Well, according to this scripture, hey, you fall into the fire and burn yourself, or you fall in the water and drown yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's that dangerous path that you're set on. Verse 8, it says, "And one only path between them both." It says, "Even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once." So every man is going on this road just in order for them to receive this city, man. This builded up city, and everybody is in a situation where they have fire and water on the left side where they can die, which would be distractions. Verse Verse 9, it says, "If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?" So these dangers are these different obstacles that's going to cause you to either want to turn around, you know what I'm saying, or just be like skipping and either drown or actually commit suicide. You either going to drown in the water or you going to burn in the fire, man. You know what I'm saying? So in order for you to get this inheritance and stuff, you're gonna have to go through these things. You're gonna have to go through all these obstacles and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Because other than that, how can you inherit it? Uh,
And the only way that you gonna fall into either one of those pits is by you giving up in the truth. All right, and that's one thing you don't want to do. All right, because now we're so close into the end. All right, you shouldn't want to put the plow down.
Verse 10, it says, "And I said, it is so, Lord." It says, "Then he said unto me, even so also is Israel's portion." It says, "Because for their sakes I have made the world." So the Lord made the world for us. You know what I'm saying? But in order to inherit these things, we got to go through the dangerous things. We're going to have to fight against Satan, spiritual Satan and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it says in Isaiah 33 and 6, it says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time and strength for salvation." And we gotta have this wisdom. We gotta have wisdom meeting us in every single thought. You know what I'm saying? Because just like how Satan came against Yahweh Shai to throw him off his game or throw him off his mission and stuff, Satan's gonna do the same thing when it comes down to each and every individual brother that's in his truth, man. It says, verse 11, it says, "Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done." It says, "Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail." It says, "They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. And it's a trial. That's what a trial does, man. You know, a trial is not something that's easily go through, man. You know what I'm saying? You got temptations, front, back, left, right, diagonal. You know what I'm saying? All around you, 360 and stuff, trying to throw you off your game. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get you destroyed. You know, to walk in the way, to walk out the way of understanding, man. You know, it says, verse 13. It says, "For the entrance of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit." You know, because before Adam and Eve fell off, you know what I'm saying, by the guiles of the serpent and stuff, it was an easy way. All they knew was righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? But knowing the knowledge of good and evil and stuff, now you have temptations was born. You know, it says, verse 14. It says, "If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them." And that's the kingdom, man. That's that builded city. You know, if we don't labor, if we don't read and study, you know what I'm saying, and watch videos and stuff and get these breakdowns and get this understanding and stuff, how else will we be blessed? Scripture says that blessed be he that readeth. That word readeth goes into the word understand, you know. So if we understand this truth, you know what I'm saying, we're going to know wisdom's going to meet us in every single thought, and we're going to know how to deal with these temptations, put our bodies underneath subjection, mortifying the members of our bodies. We're going to be able to do those things, because those are the avenues Satan uses, our flesh, you know what I'm saying, to steer us off into the fire and the water, which are distractions that will get us killed, man, you know. You bring up the Acts.
Acts.
Mm-hmm.
This Acts, you said 45, right? 14 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
This is Acts 14 verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. And
No, break it down. Break it down. Read again.
Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. All right, so when we like speak to a brother, all right, it's comforting them inside the spirit. All right, so they can keep going. All right, it says, and that we must through much tribulation. All right, so it's gonna be a lot of things that we gotta go through. That's what tribulation is. Something that you have to, something hard you have to go through.
We can go into the word. It's the word this. It says a pressing together, pressure, metaphorically oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits, anguish, burden, persecution, tribulation, trouble. You know.
Yeah, afflictions. That's the word I was looking for. It says enter unto the and that we must through much, and key word must much Salakia, that it's gonna be a lot of tribulation that we're gonna have to go through to get to the kingdom of the Lord. All right, so we just gonna have to take whatever we gotta do. All right, just like the brother said, it's gonna be hard obstacles. It's gonna be all types of things, but we gotta keep pushing and go through it.
Mm-hmm. You know, because like when it comes down to a battle, how you become victorious. You know, when it come down to people who know boxing and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord said that he's a man of war according to Exodus 15:3. So with that being the case and stuff, and we're his sons, you know what I'm saying? Then we're also warriors as well. You know, so in order to become victorious and stuff, you're gonna have to fight. Like it says in 1 Timothy's 6:12, fight the good battle of faith. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it means that it's going to be a war. It's going to be a spiritual battle. That's why Ephesians, the 6th chapter, gives you a whole a listing of what comes with the armor of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because there's going to be certain things that's going to try to come at you. You know what I'm saying? To defeat you, man. You know? This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. You know what I'm saying? And with us doing these sit downs, preaching on the highways and the byways, meaning outside in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Not in these temples made by hands. When we are in season, out of season and stuff, in all types of weather. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's brittle cold or blazing hot, man. You know what I'm saying? Wet or too dry, whatever you want to call it. Windy. You know, we out there, man.
All seasons.
Right. And what are these sacrifices? Doing these videos, man. You know? Hey. We want that. If we presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice and we placing ourselves on the altar and stuff, we want to have that sweet. You want to have that sweet smell, man. You want the Lord to be like, that smells good, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. It says, verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna take a fight, because what you fighting off? The old man. The old man want to still commit adultery. The old man still want to be a homosexual. The old man still want to be in bestiality. The old man still want to be a nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? And who's a true nigga? Esau. You know what I'm saying? A nigga is ignorant in all his ways. Esau is ignorant in all his ways because he did not take account that he was going to get judged for all the things that he had done. You know?
This is Galatians 6 and verse 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall reap. Shall reap. I don't even say reap. Shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well doings, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. All right, so whatever we gotta go through, all right, just go through it, because what you putting in is what you getting out. All right, so the more work and labor, the sacrifices you do, all right, for the Lord, all right, then you gonna have to get then you gonna get a lot from out of the reward, I should say.
Right, because rewards is called like y'all watching your shots 11:44. Hey, because the reward it just goes into like the brother said, for all the labor that you had put in. You know what I'm saying? If you at the job and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You why you work just so you can get that check, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're laboring and stuff, and it might seem like you don't want to go there and stuff, but at the same time, discipline, having some sort of discipline about yourself, knowing that it sucks and you don't want to go to work and stuff, but for the fact that you do it anyways and stuff, because you know the things that you need to reap in order to have a roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, and to support the ones that need your help, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it's stressful on the body, and the flesh don't want to do it, but your spirit got to be strong enough to be like, hey, this needs to be done. So that means there's a fight between the spirit and the flesh, man. You know? It's always going to be a fight. It's a fight through all types of things. Rather than you a little kid and you got your mom or your dad and stuff waking you up in the morning telling you need to go to school, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, taking the veil off taking the curtain off the window and stuff, knowing that the sun shining right through and stuff, just so you could wake your ass up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you got to get up. You know, you be all drowsy. You know what I'm saying? But if you got your stuff together and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to win those battles more, man. You know.
Don't even though you don't want to do it, don't put the plow down.
Right. Like you got your apocrypha with you. Go to Sirach 5 and 7. I'm gonna go back to this Romans 12 and 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start doing the things that he wants, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's well pleasing unto him, then that means that you disappointing Satan, man. You know, hey, the scripture says that we're gonna rule over Satan and the demons, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, so guess what they're trying to do? It's like, nah, I don't want to serve you. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna try to get you to be defeated, man. You know, and that way the brother was saying, don't take your hands away from the plow, man. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna be in that spirit where it's like, damn, I should have just kept going. You know, Jake has plenty of historical within their own individual lives of times that they should have just kept going instead of giving up on something, man. You know, like the scripture says, a just man falleth 7 times, but he get back up again. You know what I'm saying? But the wicked falleth into mischief. The ones that quit are the ones that fall into mischief. You know, because they been defeated. You know, they ain't fight no more. You know, and that's 2/3 of our people. You know.
Because basically after you quit, you going after the flesh, right? And in Romans it says basically going after the flesh is death, and after the spirit is life. All right, so doing the things of the spirit, sit downs, reading, all right, sit downs and reading, you reaping of the spirit, man. All right, you don't want none of this earth. All right, I should say.
Right, you don't want the vibration of this world, man. You know, because like it says in 1 John 2:15, love not the world, for the love of the Father is not in the world. Whoever love the world, the love of the Father is not in them. So you want the love of the Father to be in you and stuff. And guess what? You're gonna be prosperous. You know, the Lord's gonna be dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get stronger in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna show in your kindness or in your boldness of your face. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be more wise and less rash. You know, you're gonna be closer to becoming a god instead of a peasant. You know,
And that goes back to the precept we was just talking about the
God,
Joshua.
God,
You gonna grab it?
yeah. You'll read this right quick.
This is Sirach 5:7. Make no tarry to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. One day you decide to give up on the Lord, and then that same day, all right, then the Lord comes looking at Slakia. I should never said that. In the last days.
Read it again and then break it down piece by piece.
This is Sirach 5:7. Make no tarry to turn turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. All right, so don't put off the Lord day to day. Don't ever put off the Lord. All right, said, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. All right, so suddenly, as soon as you do that, then judgment's gonna come down. All right, it says, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. Yeah, that was plain. It says, and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right. You know. So hey, don't be sitting up there thinking that the Lord ain't gonna catch you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord gonna, and if you putting off Him day to day, then guess what? That goes the hedge. You know, the protection. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, we in the time of the Passover right now. You know what I'm saying? If you putting off from day to day, hey, the Lord can have you thinking everything all good. You know what I'm saying? You gonna roll up on the old girl, cause she gonna be a adulteress. You know what I'm saying? Got a man, boyfriend coming out of jail, or he already or got it set up that you finna come through and you get robbed and killed on that day. You know what I'm saying? You know? So you don't want to put off from day to day, you know? Hey. I did a sit down where the Lord, the scripture says, I did a sit down called the Lord will hinder you from a fall. You know what I'm saying? You know? The Lord gonna he'll jack you up. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Pain causes a child to leave off from doing certain things that's gonna get them in trouble. You know, so when we get these afflictions, it reminds us. You know what I'm saying? It's a testimony, this, that, and the third, to not do this and not do that because we understand the outcome. You know, with the Joshua.
And Slacky.
Go ahead.
So if you in the last days seeing the chariots and everything, and then the Lord may test you right there. All right, so the chariot's gonna go around picking up people in the elect, so like it, picking up the elect, and then it's your not your turn yet, but the
Yeah,
Lord. So
leave
you
you.
see all that.
He leave you on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
While you watching, but then if you put off the Lord, then the whole time a chariot could be right hovering over you, but then the chariot passes by because of what you thought in your head or said.
Right. And it goes back to that Galatians 6 and 8. You know that the brother had brought out earlier. You know, what I'm saying he that reapeth corruption shall no he that soweth corruption shall reap corruption. You know, so putting off the day, putting off the Lord day by day and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's you know that's reaping corruption. That you know that's sowing corruption, and you're gonna if you continue on, you're gonna reap it, man. You know. I got your Joshua 24:15.
Mm-hmm. This is Joshua 24 and verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose ye this day whom you will serve. All right, so choose right now who you want to serve. You want to serve the Lord, or you want to go into the world. All right. Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood are the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Yeah.
All right, so hey, you either gonna choose your how about you? And first of all, the Lord said that you have not chosen me, I have chosen you. But are you gonna serve the Lord for the fact that you understand this? You know what I'm saying? That He had gave you this, gave you this truth, this understanding and stuff. No matter how small you think it is or how great you think it is, are you gonna choose the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Or are you gonna choose the world? You know what I'm saying? Because it says that in Matthew the 13th chapter that there'll be some who choked up by the cares of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's the ones that getting choked up by the cares of the world and stuff. You losing the fight. You know what I'm saying? So when the Lord gives out these sit downs, when He tells you to go to certain scriptures and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, or you breaking bread with a brother, or you having a conversation with a brother and stuff, and certain things be pointing out to you because you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's the Lord trying to bring you to bring you out so you won't burn or drown, man. You know.
Matthew 24 and 13.
All right. Look out, getting it.
This is Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So do whatever we gotta go through, and we're gonna be saved. All right. Sirach 2 and verse 1.
All right.
It's like it's Sirach 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, all right. So if you come into to serve the Lord, yeah, it's like prepare thyself for temptation. So prepare yourself for affliction.
Yeah, you're right. And like when it comes down to temptation, it's like lust. You know, things that your flesh will want to do and stuff. Then serving the Lord. You know. Keep on.
God, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
So don't be getting scared, you know what I'm saying, where you don't know what to do. Don't panic, you know what I'm saying? Because when people tend to make haste in time of trouble, they don't know what to do. So that's when fear comes in, you know what I'm saying? But if you already know what to do, wisdom is meeting you in every thought and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then guess what? You're not going to be troubled, you know what I'm saying? You know? Keep on.
God, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Right. So cleave on the Lord and don't depart. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said He's a God of those that keep His commandments. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture also says that it ain't nothing for the Lord to make these suddenly rich, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you might be weak right now and be the strongest when the times get real tough, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might actually be one of the ones that uplift the ones that's around you, man. You know, keep them strong and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So they don't wither. You know, keep going.
Verse 4. Whosoever is brought upon,
Whatsoever.
huh?
Whatsoever.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low state.
Right.
State.
Right. Hey, being scared is a lower state. You know what I'm saying? Being suffering these diverse temptations is a lower state. You know what I'm saying? You know, but take it cheerfully, man. You know, because like it says in the book of Luke, it says, "In your patience, possess ye your souls." You know what I'm saying? Hey, recognize it's like, well, man, I am getting jacked up. I am doing what the Lord required me to do. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I need to do more. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing what's supposed and stuff. Hey, take it cheerfully. Why? Because it means that the Lord dealing with you, man. You know what I'm saying? That He's bringing more on you. You know what I'm saying? Because He knows that that you could deal with what He's giving you, man. You know, so you can grow.
We won't put too much on you that you can't handle,
God,
and we deserve it anyway.
shit, we deserve death.
Con.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of
Adversity.
adversity.
Right. And then when it come down to gold, in order for gold to be in its purest form, you know what I'm saying, you got to get rid of those other metals, man. Cause it's when they burn the metal and stuff, I mean burn the gold, you know, in that cauldron and stuff, you got this thing called dross. Dross is all the impurities that come off that metal and stuff, just so the gold can be in its purest form. You know what I'm saying? So what's the dross that's coming off us being in this truth? You know what I'm saying? That old man. You know what I'm saying? The ways of the flesh. You know, we're becoming pure by the adversity that the Lord is putting us through. You know what I'm saying? Because we applying wisdom so we can be wise in every decision that we make. You know. Yeah.
Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
Keep going.
Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
So what is the reward? The kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Being 144,000, the one or the one which is 12,000 men of each of the 12 tribes of Israel, the government body. You know what I'm saying? To be able to wield spiritual powers at will. You know what I'm saying? You know, to have abundance in the kingdom. You know, or even the 1/3, man. You know what I'm saying?
I skip down verse 14.
Read verse 9 and 10.
God. This Sirach 2 and verse 9. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for you, it's like for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
Meaning confused, didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon that called upon him?
Right, like who the Lord despised that called upon him, that trust in him. You know what I'm saying? You know, that had fear, because they forget fear is the beginning of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Fearing the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord wasn't going to forsake none of those, man. We all got different measures of faith and stuff, and the Lord know how to deal with each and every measure of faith, man. You know, so guess what? The Lord knows how to deal with us individually, man. You know what I'm saying? He knows how much it's gonna seem like it's gonna be a little bit too much and stuff. But the thing is that the Lord is gonna pull us through. It's always gonna be a back door. It's always gonna be a way out. You know, Hey, when you going through your afflictions and stuff, what is the comforter? The understanding of your scriptures, man. You know? Yeah, I was shy, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he come in the volume of the book. Certain precepts come in your mind to ease your pain. You know what I'm saying? To get your mind right and stuff so you won't be squabbling everywhere. You know? And you said verse 14, right?
Con.
This is verse 14.
Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. All right, so keeping that way, you keeping on that straight and narrow
Narrow path.
narrow path, yeah. And then if you lose patience, you gonna either fire you either gonna fall in the fire or in the water, the deep water.
Yeah, and the Lord make more painful and stuff. You know, while you over there, then you just finna drop in the water or slide in fire and stuff. He make sure you break your ankle or your knees, man. Make you fall on the back of your neck and stuff, and then roll over. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so like here. This is Galatians chapter 5 verse 17. It says, "For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh." And so this is the war that's going in between the two. You know what I'm saying? This is the battle of good and evil. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what are they showing you in the cartoons and stuff or in the movies? Evil seem like it's strong, this, that, and the third, and the good is the underdog, but the underdog always wins.
Isaiah 5:20. They put evil for good and good for evil.
God. It says, "And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." You know, it says, you know, so the thing is that, hey, when we in this fight, you know what I'm saying, working towards the kingdom and stuff, you know, it's gonna be times, because what is temptation? You know, it's hardship. It's gonna be certain things you're gonna go through and stuff. You know what I'm saying, that doesn't feel good. You know, that's gonna try you to get you to fall into that water or that fire, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you trust in the Lord, you believe in the Lord, you know what I'm saying, guess what's gonna happen? You're not gonna lose. You know, it's gonna seem like you're gonna lose, and then right at that moment when you really think you're finna lose and stuff, that's when he pull you out or give you strength so you can keep going, man. You know. Anything else? You know, and we hope this video was edifying, and we'd like to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakat Kodash, the one to apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Shalom and a bar.